So O'Brien is talking about. Well, Mary, you take this one because you already have the quote.
Okay, so there's a quote on page 254, and it says, later in the 20th century, they were the totalitarians, as they were called. They were the German Nazis and the Russian communists. The Russians persecuted heresy more cruelly than the Inquisition had done, and they imagined that they had learned from the mistakes of the past. They knew, at any rate, that one must not make martyrs.
Yeah.
Thank you. Before they exposed their victims to public trial, they deliberately set themselves to destroy their dignity. They wore them down by torture and solitude, and they were despicable, cringing wretches, confessing whatever was put into their mouths, covering themselves with abuse, accusing and sheltering behind one another, whimpering for mercy. And yet, after only a few years, the same thing had happened over again. The dead men had become martyrs, and their degradation was forgotten.
Yeah, so O'Brien is trying, by making them believe in the party through torture and stuff, they're not just killing them, like the Russian Inquisition,
Yeah.
you would, or not the Russian Inquisition, the Inquisition and the Russian communists and Nazis, you would just be murdered without anything like, so all the people that believed in your cause or even didn't believe in your cause but saw you get tortured and murdered, they would look at you and say, wow, you died for your cause, it must be honorable.
I think what they're trying to do is cause like a taboo almost, like don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Like if it's that bad, if it's like bad enough, you don't want to talk about that person and what happened to them.
Yeah.
It's
And,
like, oh my gosh.
And on chapter 3.4, Winston says, to die hating them, that was freedom.
Yeah, but he couldn't because they took that away from him.
And the thing is, if O'Brien and the party had just pretty much killed anyone that was opposed against the party,
they would have died hating the party.
They would have died hating the party, and that would go against the complete
Belief in
society
what they
that
want.
was exactly. That would just.
They want more
all the
people
rules
liking
in
them.
there.
They don't want people hating the party.
If they strike fear into the hearts of those who oppose them by their worst fears, such as like in Room 101, then they will actually believe what
And
the party
cause-
wants them to believe. Because they're not going to go against them when they already have their fears struck into their heart. They don't want to get tortured. They don't want to get wrath eaten in their face.
So they just go along with what they
go
want.
along with it. And then the one thing in like the last chapter when Julia and Winston meet up, and you know
their love is destroyed and their desire for each other.
Exactly, and he puts his arm around her, and both Winston and Julia were thinking, oh, we have nothing to worry about, because they know that since the fear is in their heart and they know what's in Room 101, that if they try and disobey the party again, then they're going to have to go through that same process. So they'd rather not risk it. They'd rather just stay strict to the party, and so they won't have to go through that process again.
And then at the end, Winston actually turns up to love Big Brother, which is the ultimate success of the party.
Which is what O'Brien wanted.
Yeah, O'Brien succeeded in getting exactly what he wanted.
So.
Okay, that was good.